Russ Martin Show.
I don't believe I don't believe blacks actually have beds, per se. I believe they live in trees. Where'd you get that?
I got it straight out of the dragon's mouth.
We were talking about ants. God.
I didn't hear anything about the ants.
No,
Yes.
you didn't say anything in that clip about ants.
It was earlier in the show.
Ants would have saved you.
We're talking about ants. I don't believe I don't believe blacks actually have beds, per se. I believe they live in trees. You said...
I didn't say anything. I wasn't here.
God. How do I do this? Don't play it again. I don't believe blacks actually have beds, per se. I believe they live in trees. Black ants do live in trees. And shrubs. Black ants.
Mm-hmm.
Red ants have beds. Fire ants have beds.
Black ants don't.
They live around woods.
Or government housing. Is that what you're saying?
No. No. Nothing to do with this. God. I don't believe blacks actually have beds, per se. I believe they live in trees. We're playing that. I've explained how that came about.
Yeah, we understand.
Why do you do this to me?
I got nothing to do with this.
Yes, you did.
I'm just an observer. Line 7. All right, then we'll finish news. Or you can start again if you want. I don't care. Hi, Drew.
Hey, Russ. I just want to let you know what a nice thing the Sleep Center there did for JD. Those sleep studies are not cheap. They're like pretty close, about $2,000.
Oh, they really? For one night?
Oh, yeah. I put myself through school working at a sleep center in college, and, yeah, they're not cheap. I saw the bills going through the doctor's desk, and they're way up there.
Well, wouldn't insurance cover that, though?
Yeah, you're right. They do. The insurance does cover most of it, not all of it usually, so they still gave him a pretty good rate.
Okay. Well, plus he didn't have to go through all the paperwork.
They didn't do the insurance. They did just for free.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, Russ.
You're welcome.
Very much.
No reason to keep bringing it up.
Well, because you keep putting your hand up to your ear going, oh, you tell me. Batman.
All right. One more time before we do news.
No, please. I don't believe blacks actually have beds, per se. I believe they live in trees. I've explained myself.
Mm-hmm.
God. I was making a point about...
We all understood.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
It's very clear.
You're very well spoken when it comes to that.
Oh, God.
I'm a what?
Aggravating.
Oh.
What do you think I said?
That I live in a tree.
No. No.
How do they end up in the trees?
How?
Yeah.
They climb. Obviously, they climb up there, up the side of the tree in the bark.
And then what?
For food. Ask anybody.
How do you know so much about black ants?
Actually, I just had my house looked at by, what's it called? People that come out and...
Exterminator?
Thank you. And they found carpenter ants inside the house.
All right.
And they found black ants outside the house.
Okay.
You didn't...
Well, and the black ants were out in the trees?
And near the bushes. They're right near the house. Yes.
Oh.
And the carpenter ants live inside, up near the windshield, the sills.
Windowsills?
Windowsills.
Oh, and were the black ants hanging from the trees?
They were just in the bushes that are up by the house.
Oh.
And they told me to trim the bushes back. As a result, they don't tend to get in the house.
Why don't you get a deadbolt?
You want the exterminators.
Maybe Brinks.
No,
Yeah.
I've got Brinks.
So how far are you supposed to trim the bushes back?
6 inches.
Why is that? Why is that all it
It
takes?
just keeps them further away from the. They tend to not nest right up next to the bricks, and as a result, get in the house. I was just telling you what they told me.
What does one of the nests look like?
I didn't ever see one. They just told me I have them.
Bunch of empty cans laying around?
No. No. No cans of any type.
Newport cigarette
No.
butts?
I haven't seen that one. God. How did I get into that?
Like this?
I don't believe I don't believe blacks actually have beds, per se. I believe they live in trees. Oh, Lord. That's going to haunt me forever.
All right. You want to try news again?
Sure. I'm going to start all over. You just want to pick?
Yeah, start all over. I don't care.
Quit it. Don't. I see your hand. I don't believe blacks actually have beds, per se. I believe they live in trees.
542. J.D. Ryan's here with me.
Thank you, Russ. Brought to us by Best Buy at Central at Walnut Hill. That's where Chloe will be this Saturday from 10 until noon. And the gun show's coming to town. Rob will be out there from 1 until 3, Dallas Market Hall. That'll also be on Saturday, November 26th. All right, researchers have compiled some tips they say will not only add years to your life, they'll also make you feel better starting tomorrow. There's 4 tips. Can you think what 4 of them might be? They're pretty obvious.
Regarding what?
Your health and feeling better and adding years to your life.
Working out, stop smoking, stop drinking, and...
You get the first 2 right.
All right.
First one's walk yourself. If you walk a brisk half hour 3 times a week, raises your heart rate and flexibility, makes you feel 10 years younger in a year.
If you just get out and walk.
Just out and walk a brisk half hour 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is obviously stop smoking. Whether it's scarring the lungs or damage done to the DNA and cells in the lungs, we have a mechanism in our body to repair that damage. When you stop smoking, it immediately will help you breathe easier. Studies show that even quitting in your 50s can cut your risk of dying in the next 15 years by half. So even if you've smoked into your 50s, quit now, you can still live. Eating right, obviously, tip number 3, replacing chips and dips with fruits and vegetables, And
So you... What, Dan?
Line 1 needs clarification.
Oh. Hi, John.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who is this?
Who are you calling for?
Yeah, I was listening to y'all, your radio station.
Yes, sir.
And what are y'all talking about black ants hanging from the trees and stuff like that? I mean, is it y'all preferring to black people?
No. Is that what you're getting out of it?
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
How very racist of you.
Huh?
That's very racist of you.
No, it's not racist.
Yes, it is. We're talking about ants.
Okay. And y'all was talking about, like,
Jesus! Oh, my... Can I go home now? Dan's out. Lights are off. Oh, go home.
I popped the delay.
He heard it.
I don't care.
Tip number 4 is never say that word. Tip number 4 is not only having fun with friends is a healthy way to expand your living years. Loneliness and low self-esteem are 2 of the greatest causes of depression. Long-term research at Johns Hopkins University says staying social adds many years to your life, as just as many as cutting cholesterol and lowering your blood pressure.
Did they say any of the extra sleep, handling that, is that going to help with depression, anxiety, anything else?
Absolutely. It helps with everything. It absolutely...
So it's like it's almost a one-stop shop for your problems.
Pretty much is. It gives you more energy, gives you more... Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Batman.
I'll bring it up.
You keep leaning over.
Go ahead.
Investigators, this is a creepy story, are trying to identify a body recovered from a car submerged in Joe Pool Lake. We started talking about this earlier. Grand Prairie Police Lake Patrol discovered the vehicle Sunday afternoon just off the shore. Here's the weird part. The vehicle belongs to Grand Prairie resident Teresa Hinkle, 42, who's been missing since August of 2002.
Okay.
I've been in that lake since then. It's creepy. The skeletal remains inside the car are likely Hinkle's. The car's been in there for 3 years. How do you miss it for 3 years and then suddenly, in a cold part of the year when nobody's in the lake, you see it, you find it? Just offshore. It's kind of weird.
It's a fascinating story. Hold on.
No, don't.
Hi, Patrick.
Hey, how's it going, Russ?
Good.
Hey, man, I was wondering, does Jay-Z let his ants come in the front door or the back door?
Where you keep your black ants? Front door, back door, on the porch.
They're all around the house. But we've sprayed for them.
Where'd you spray mostly?
The ants. They sprayed for ants. Just ants.
I don't care how long we've been doing this bit. I can't. As much as I try, I can't get tired of it. I don't care how redneck or southern it comes off. I can't get tired of it. I try very hard.
I know you do. You give it your best shot. Minority Watchdog Group claims the Dallas...
What, Dan?
Line 1's tired of it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's back.
Oh.
Is that the fella from before?
I think so. Hi, John. John.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Say, hey, man, so why y'all call me nigga and then hang up?
Nobody called you that.
Yes, you did.
No.
Don't lie, because I got it recorded, man.
Do you? Play it back. Play it back for me.
Oh, gun.
I want to hear what it sounds like over the phone. You going to play it back?
Yeah. Go ahead. Say, hey, man, so why y'all call me nigga and hang up?
No, that's the delay from this phone call. You're not very good at that. Try again. Go ahead.
Minority Watchdog Groups claim the Dallas Cowboy organization is not keeping its promise to include minorities in developing the new stadium. The Concerned African American Citizens for Economic Empowerment is demanding to know why there's a lack of contracts now for minority firms. The group says...
Do you have to do that? Do you have to take that into when you're taking in bids, regardless of the level of the bid? You got to look at the who owns a business?
It's basically to appease, local minority business owners. In other words, it's basically a political strategy. You make certain promises to local businesses as far as awarding contracts in exchange for their support when it came for the vote in Arlington of whether or not to approve the stadium.
The group says...
Well, I don't understand why you just wouldn't go in the bids, regardless of who owns the company. Would you just explain that to me and I wasn't listening?
It's possible. In other words, to help garner support for the passage of the stadium in Arlington,
right?
The Cowboys promised that they would also enlist minority business owners,
all right,
to help get minorities to vote for the stadium.
Was the vote? Did it turn out that close to where they needed to have interest groups?
Well, anyone would say every little bit helps. I mean, it passed. I think it was like by 6 or 8%. So it really wasn't close.
6 or 8% is pretty close.
Well, in an election, I think I want to say it was like 56 to 48, something like that. So I mean, by the way, as far as votes go, I mean it wasn't it wasn't by a hair that it passed. It passed.
All right. So what's the rest of the story?
The group says despite commitments made, only one contract has been granted to an African-American business.
Okay. All right. So they promised them they'd do it. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Former Dallas Cowboy quarterback Troy Aikman and All-Pro defensive end Reggie White have the list of 25 semifinalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ex-Cowboy wide receiver Michael Irvin also made the cut. The board chose from 112 preliminary nominees. It's down to 15 now. That will be announced mid-January. Florida, did you read this story about this hot teacher that had sex with a 14-year-old, that teacher there? Florida reading teacher charged with having sex with a minor pleaded guilty today to 2 counts.
Oh, yeah.
I missed this story altogether.
Deborah LaFave?
Yeah, that's her. Lewd and lascivious behavior. She won't serve any time in jail, however.
How old was the kid?
She's hot. He was 14.
Oh, have you seen the modeling pictures she did of the motorcycle and the skimpy bikinis?
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was the same chick.
Mm-hmm. Deal provides LaVave will not...
Oh, isn't it amazing? Is this her court appearance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See the little medallion she has?
Oh,
necklace?
Yes, the God's there.
Little cross.
Her lawyer says to place an attractive young woman in that kind of hellhole is like putting a piece of raw meat in the lions. I'm not sure she would survive. The boy told investigators the two had sex in a classroom at the school near Tampa, in the Riverview townhouse she once owned, and in a vehicle while his 15-year-old cousin drove them around Marion County. He also said the investigators...
She got a kid that's not even legal to drive.
Yeah, she was a newlywed at the time. She just got married.
Oh, how old is she?
She is 24. 25 now.
She was like 21, 22, and she did it.
Freshly married. Mm-hmm. She just said she liked it, the sex, because it was wrong.
reach something nasty.
Can't. A new study from Duke University is out showing that kids who get spanked when they misbehave are more likely to become obnoxious and aggressive. What's interesting is it doesn't pertain just to our society. Hitting kids is bad for them across the board. Researchers study kids in society.
What do they mean by spanking? A couple of whacks or the extended mix?
I would think the extended mix is what they're talking about. SWAT is different than beatings.
Can you have 3 licks? Is that enough? Is that too many?
It doesn't say here. It just says they get spanked when they misbehave. So SWATs are not as positive. You know, the kids will become more obnoxious and aggressive. Kind of makes sense. That's the way your parents dealt with problems.
I'm sorry, but I think that's bull. You look at the kids today, and they haven't been swatted. And you got a whole...
Overall, look at kids today. Do they seem better behaved?
No.
Okay. Have we backed off on corporal punishment over the years?
Oh, absolutely.
Probably over the last 20, 25 years?
Oh, yeah. But especially over, when I was in high school, teachers...
What year is that?
88 to 92.
Go ahead.
My teachers could still... the principal had a paddle, the coach had a paddle. A few of the teachers did, and they didn't mind you got out of line, beating you up. But then, it was shortly after I got out of high school, everyone quit doing it. And now, look, you've got Columbine, you got all this stuff, you got disgruntled kids who've never been swatted or anything.
And there's no penalty.
Well, that's
all right. You got timeout. How horrible is that? Think of all the things. Forget about punishment. Think about all the things that you learn in life of what not to do. Normally, you learn that when you get hurt.
Trauma. You're right. It does. You remember that a lot more.
Now that doesn't mean take a kid in a room and beat him for a half an hour, or beat him until you're so tired you got to sit down for a couple of minutes.
Here we go.
That's exactly where that went.
All right.
3 or 4 swats, I'm okay. That's about where my dad was.
I would swat my kids to get their attention. You get them, and after about 7 or 8, I didn't have to.
Okay, and then you mean 7 or 8 swats, or 7 or 8 years old? Oh. Now, my dad would and it was just the process. You'd go in, and you'd lean over the bed. Just getting ready for it was enough. 3 or 4 swats out of him, you're done. My mom turned into a concert. I'm not making any of that up.
Well, I believe you said it enough, and I sort of believe you. She doesn't really coincide with your recollection.
I don't know if she just doesn't want to admit it, because I don't know if I would. And I'm not saying it to be ugly. That was just probably the parenting that she learned from her parents, because they were Italian and they were all
Well, that's what Italians do. They're very physical and very emotional. But you're the one. She's the one you stayed closer to between the 2 parents. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. She's the one.
Well, I also got other things out of her: how to draw, color, cook, whatever. Yeah. There was a lot of other things going on in between beatings.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever call you? I don't mean to bring up a bad subject.
No, I haven't called my brother.
That's it. Okay, that's all I know.
I don't know the number.
Rob's got the number.
Well, why do I need it?
You really don't, because he's obviously already made other plans. He already invited George to his house for Thanksgiving.
How do you know about that?
Rob told me.
So is that what George was talking about? I don't want to get in the middle of this?
Yeah.
Why would he even invite George? He don't know George.
Apparently, they were talking about him picking up your mom for Thanksgiving, and your brother Mark said, "You guys are welcome to stay here for Thanksgiving. I'll be cooking."
Oh, now this is turning into a power play.
Not really. Mm-hmm. That's why George said, "I don't." That's why George said, "I don't."
Well, what do you mean, not really? It's a power play. Well, why don't you guys stay here? No reason to go over there, especially since he didn't invite me directly. He only told our mom.
And Mom lives with me. Obviously, Mom's closer to me because she lives here, and he's got a lot more space. If he loved Mom, he'd certainly invite her to live there.
Mm-hmm.
What's she going to do?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her.
Oh.
The last email I got was they were coming over. George was happy to be invited, and she was happy that she had a ride over to the house.
Okay. That's all.
If nobody comes, I don't care. And you know why? Because it's the way I was raised. Whose fault is that? It's who keeps farting.
I'm sorry.
What's
I don't know what
happened?
I don't know.
Are you getting too much sleep?
Maybe it's the air out my nose. It's coming out I don't know.
I mean, it's CPAP machine.
You're not getting it.
So what is this stuff stored up from overnight?
No, I don't know what it is. Actually, I do know what it is. It's Boca crumbled burgers. When I eat that stuff,
those don't make me fart.
They give me the farts.
Why are you eating that?
I just ate that this morning. Just when I got home this morning. I couldn't eat anything last night. So when I finally got home at 9 o'clock.
Why couldn't you eat anything for a sleep study?
I just didn't want a bunch of stuff in my stomach. because I got all these wires. I didn't want to drink a bunch of stuff because you got to get up and drag 20 wires to the bathroom, even though I had to do that twice. That's embarrassing. You got to call them to unhook you to go to the bathroom.
They watch you the whole time? The entire 4 hours?
All night. Would have been 8. Let's see, I left at 7. Yeah, about 8, 9 hours.
Okay, so you left this morning at what time?
7:30.
Okay. Now, you've been there all night for your sleep test.
Mm-hmm.
Did you give them anything on the way out?
No. What should I have given them? I offered to pay.
Give them a tip or anything?
They're not a cabbie.
No, it's just somebody that found out that your heart's stopping 2 or 3 times a night, and more than like you said earlier, probably saved your life.
I offered to buy the machine. I offered to pay them. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I don't know that a tip is appropriate. That's kind of degrading to somebody who's a medical professional.
Why?
It's like tipping a doctor. You don't. You tip service people.
So you don't tip somebody to save your life.
I offered to pay them full price. Said if my insurance doesn't cover it, I'll be glad to pay for this.
What did they say?
They said no. They said it's our gift to you. I'm not going to throw the money at them.
I bet they wouldn't turn down a check if you left it.
I probably will. I'll get back with them.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
You don't follow up on anything.
I've already followed up with them today. I've already sent them an email. Thank you. I'm going to send them
an email.
Yeah, I just did when I got home. Hey, I made it home safely. Thank you very much. I'm going to follow it up with a letter on station letterhead.
And when does that go into them?
Whenever I get a chance, 20 seconds to get home and write it.
Okay. How long did it take you to get me a thank you card for that TV set I gave you?
Jesus H. Tap dancing mother of pearl, come take the damn thing back.
I don't want it. It's a gift.
Police in Florida say a man who was accidentally shocked in his wiener by a taser gun is now behind bars. Jeremy Milior is charged with indecent exposure, resisting an officer, and criminal damage. He was found naked, breaking windows, and accosting women. When he didn't stop as ordered by the deputies, they shot him with a taser. One of the prongs accidentally hit him in his ball sack. And they got stuck there. The officers are taught to aim for the torso. They say it's difficult to aim because he was running around.
Well, sometimes you got wind shear.
Yeah.
And it goes to the Peter. Hold on a second. Hi, Brandon.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Got a question. I got a 15-year-old son. I'm going to bring maybe your input in on this, and JD's also. He's jacking around in school, telling me that he's passing. He ain't passing. He's too old to beat I don't know if I can say it, beat his ass anymore.
Right.
Got any input?
Well, hang on. Because really, this is almost a phone call you should have made 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Have you always...
He was living with me. I never had any trouble.
Right.
He went back to his mother. That's when all hell broke loose.
Hang on a second. John, didn't you have the problem with Chris, the old one?
Yep, sure did. And I had to let Chris, there comes a point, especially at 15, 16, 17, at a point you just got to look at him and go, you're going to make these mistakes. I'm going to tell you where they are, show you where that wall is, and you're going to hit it. And with Christopher, he had to hit every single wall as hard as he possibly could. And you had to let him go. You try not to let him go, hurt themselves.
Right.
But Christopher he looked at the school counselor and goes, I'm going to homeschool myself. And the school counselor, I'm sitting there and I'm going, Christopher, you can't do that. Don't listen to me. This is a person that does it for a living. The school counselor said, Christopher, we love you here at the school. You can't do that. That's what I'm going to do. What are you going to do? At that point, you say, okay, there's the wall. Go hit it.
All right.
Let him hit it.
Well, what other problems are you having?
Nothing. That's it. That's the only problem.
He's just lying about his grades?
Yep. That's it.
Does he have a computer, an Xbox, all that stuff?
We've taken away everything.
How does he react when you take something away?
Oh, it works for a day or two.
And he doesn't get it back?
No. He still hasn't got it back. Hell, we're going on, they go on 6-week periods. We're going on 12 weeks now.
So what does he have left in his room?
Nothing. A bed.
You got a bed and nothing else with a...
Yeah, he's got some sheets and a bedspread.
Okay. Nothing else with an electric plug.
No.
And at that age, he's not getting around. He's not hanging out with buddies because obviously he doesn't have a car.
Right.
Nope.
So he just sits around the house all the time, can't go anywhere, and has no way to...
I make him work.
Well, it sounds like you're doing almost anything you can short of just beating him.
Everything you can do.
Military school.
I mean, what do you think about whooping his ass again at this age? Is it going to do any good?
No.
Yeah. I think it... Hang on a second. Well, let's see what Trey's got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Trey. Tell us about your parenting skills.
I'm just saying, even 15, 16, my dad was not afraid when I was screwing up to whip my ass.
Well, I know, but you had a history of discipline leading up to that.
Yes.
How long was, what's his first name?
Colton.
What is it?
Colton.
Where's your phone? How long was he not with you?
He's been away from me for about 2 years now. We never had this problem until now.
I don't think picking up whippings at 15 is really going to change anything. It's just going to make them madder, and probably they're going to stop coming home. Like, screw this. I got places I can stay where I don't get my ass beat.
This is another thing, too, where your dad used to say it to you all the time, it hurts me worse than it does you.
Yeah.
It's that age right there where it is.
And it's too bad you can't get to a point where the kid said, look, all right, here's where we are. This is eating me up because I love you, but you're pissing me the hell off, and I want to beat your ass.
I sat on the couch many, many nights and said almost that exact word to Christopher.
It's like you're talking to an alien.
You really are, and you know what? He's come back at 21, and he's even said, Dad, you know what? I really, really appreciate the time you spent with me.
Well, that's dandy, but you had to wait 6 years to hear that.
He may have to.
When I got a divorce, I quit dating and everything, put my life strictly for him, and that's what's hurting. And then he goes back to his mother, which that's a legal battle. But
now he's 15 now, right?
Yeah.
Can you keep him from getting a driver's license?
Oh yeah, he's got to go through that driver's ed stuff.
All right. Well, then don't let him have that. Say, here's where this is going. You're going to keep jacking me with that. The big thing that you've been waiting for years. You're not going to get. There'll be no driver's license. There'll be no driver's license. There'll be no car. There'll be nothing to go along with that. Why don't you see how cool your teenage years turn out?
Yeah, riding a school bus, riding a short bus.
Right. It seems like if you can't beat them, the only thing else to do is just keep taking more stuff away. But after you run out of stuff to take away, I don't know where else to go. That's why I don't have kids. That's why I got two.
What do you think, JD, about? When you run out of stuff to take?
Again, I had to literally at some point, against every parenting skill that I had and every bit of love I had for my son, stand back and watch him crash and burn. And he did, and he walked away, and he didn't have a car, and he went and lived with a friend, and he got a job at 17, and he had to walk to work, and I refused to help him. And
because I know you love your kids, so.
Yeah, and you literally, at some point, you can't strangle them and go, you're going to do this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate y'all's input.
All right, let us know what happens.
Okay.
All right.
Just got to let them know you love them and stand back.
Well, but that
doesn't, you can't modify it at that point.
It's like that kid that you had morphed, or it came out of its crust.
Hatched.
Right. It hatched, and now you got to deal with this thing that used to be your child.
And for about 5 years, some of them, not all of them, because my younger ones didn't do this.
Well, obviously not all of them,
but
people would stop screwing.
They just... No, God's tricky. He makes them cute when they're born, and then about 15 is when they go.
Yeah,
become some beast.
When they're born is when you should squash them. What, Trey?
So I guess I was fortunate because hell, even to this day, my father can put the fear of God in me, and that's
and that started as you were young. Yeah. I still now I wouldn't say anything to my dad. I don't think I've ever snapped at my dad, even on the phone. That Thanksgiving he called me an a-hole. I went, you know what? Just have a nice Thanksgiving. I didn't jump his ass. I didn't do anything. I thought about it. I got really close and went, you know what? There's no reason for it, and it's not in my nature to do it with him.
Not with him.
And it's funny, he's not the one that beat me the most.
No. It's again, you guys got something that well, I wouldn't have done that to my dad.
It's a position.
It's a different day.
It's a position you take early on, and it's there until you're dead. Because, just math. 45, 75 is 12, 42, 7. My dad is 180.
No, he's not.
My dad, he's 72.
Okay.
And I'm still not going to say anything ugly to him.
I wouldn't either, at my dad, till the day he died.
That's got nothing to do with...
My dad never beat me.
Never?
Mm-mm.
Well, he always gave you stuff.
No.
You got lobsters.
I was disciplined.
You got lobsters. You got... What is it? You didn't get lobster if you come home with a
I wasn't
C?
a little brat like you were.
Who said I was a brat?
Your parents?
My parents were abusers.
You were probably a little brat. You did something to get locked in a closet and put in a chair.
All right, tell me, what would I need to do, in your mind, what do I need to do to get locked in a closet?
That's obsessive.
All right.
I don't know. What did you do that day?
Nothing.
Yes, you Nothing. The time, didn't you cross the street once when you were told not to?
I went across the street over to the hell were those? They were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay.
I went and knocked on their door for a change.
Well, that scared your mother. You might have gotten hit by a car.
She didn't scare anything. I came back home, and she said, "Where you been?" I said, "I went across the street." And that's when I got the whipping. I was already home safe.
But you still did something you shouldn't have done.
Okay. Well, then you give me a few swats. You don't turn it into
whack-a-mole.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't turn it into a state fair game. Put me in that box and tell me to stick my head up out of it.
Okay. Come back up.
Yeah. If you come up 3 times, don't get your head hit. I'm like, yeah. Here we go.
I'm going to keep you doll.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's funny.
Beat my ass, and then she got a TV set.
It's very odd, but my next story is about a mom that it's actually a very similar story.
Hang on, you may need to sit on it. Need a break? All right, we'll be back.
Okay.
Tether off, we gonna tether off the mother sucker. Tether off the sucker. Tether off, we gonna tether off the mother sucker. Tether off the sucker. Tether off, we gonna tether.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
You had buddies in air traffic control.
I do have buddies in air traffic control.
Well, what about when we went to Chicago? Couldn't they put us ahead of the rest of the pack?
Not really when there's a snowstorm. If there's a...
Well, but there were other planes in front of us. They could have told us we could take off early.
They could.
Well, they could put us in front of the line.
Well, yeah, actually, we probably were in front of the line. We were the only airplane sitting out there. When there's a snowstorm, then airport's closed where we were going.
I know, but there's still people in front of us getting ready to go to O'Hare. They could have put us at the front.
That's true. They could have, but they didn't.
And then if they get caught, they make us come back.
American 385, you need to come back.
Yeah. You
Start land again.
Sit at the end of the runway. Think about what you've done.
They rarely put airliners in timeout. What? They rarely put airliners in timeout.
Now they do it all the freaking time.
That's true, yeah, but not for what they've done.
I think Gavin just left. I was talking to him at when I was coming in. I think he was just leaving.
He's supposed to leave at 6.
Oh.
For Boston.
Is that Gail? All right, let's do traffic. We can still finish news. All we got to do is kill 40 minutes. Hi, Gail.
Hi there, Russ.
How much traffic you got?
Well, I can stretch it a little bit for you. We got some pretty bad stuff, especially in Fort Worth this afternoon. It's brought to you by Toyota of Plano. Eastbound I-30, Tom Landry, before Loop 820, there was a flatbed truck that had 3 cars on the trailer. Well, it caught fire, and the left lane is still blocked in both directions of I-30. Eastbound traffic's backed up into the Mixmaster, and westbound was backed up into Grand Prairie. Now it's looking like it's about, somewhere into Arlington. Now, also in Fort Worth, scroll on down there. Eastbound I-20 at Business 287, the center lane is blocked. You're back up to campus. And on southbound 35 North Freeway at Heritage Trace, a wreck. Your backup is to Alliance. Now in Dallas, on southbound 35 at Industrial out of the Mixmaster, you've got an accident. This is enormous. Southbound 35 at Industrial. The traffic is backed up on southbound 35 all the way to 635 LBJ. 183 is stacked up too, and Woodall Rogers is jammed up. So that's a horrible backup. Again, southbound 35 from LBJ all the way into the Mixmaster. I'm Gail Lightfoot on the Russ Martin Show.
Thank you, Gail. Cool tonight, 47 for the overnight low. Beautiful tomorrow, mid-70s and mid-70s on Thursday again for Thanksgiving and sunshine. We have 67 now at Live 105.3.
Dan, what is line 2?
He went to Samuel. He graduated a few years before you, and I don't know how, but he came across a 79 yearbook, and he was checking to see if you have yours. If not, he'd give you the one he has.
Oh. Kenneth.
Yes.
Where'd you get the yearbook?
Found it in a resale shop.
I think I still got mine. I'm still trying to find the what they call the panoramic picture. Just the class picture?
Yeah,
right.
Panoramic class picture.
I think I left mine at my dad's and he sold it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I have mine.
I got mine, too.
If you come across...
The one they do in front of the school?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have mine. Yeah, I ran across this, and this is your senior year, and if you if you don't have one, I'd be glad to send it to you and make it like a dedicated listener Christmas present early.
I'll take it. That's very kind.
Okay, you bet.
All right. You need any... look it up. No, less stuff at my dad's when I lived with him. Yeah.
He sold it because you were Russ Martin, or he just sold it in general?
I don't know.
I signed it, Russ Martin.
Remember somebody called last year and said they found a bunch of awards that I got, journalistic awards in college.
I forgot about that.
They found them at, I don't know, packed away someplace that they had bought from my dad.
That's funny.
No, it's not.
Well, he sold a lot of things. He sold a lot of yard sales.
Yeah, that's stuff that I got when I was in college.
I know. But now you're a big star.
Okay.
And you don't keep in touch with him, so he's going to sell your crap.
I think I'd like to have some of that stuff back.
You better go find out where he lives first.
It's gone. It's already...
all of it, you think?
The guy on the phone said it was like 3 or 4 different awards, and that's all I got.
Was the guy willing to give it to you?
They said they were going to bring it up.
Oh, they never did.
Mm-mm.
That's a shame. But you know your dad has a propensity to sell things, so you shouldn't have left it there.
That's why I stopped giving him stuff.
Because he sold it all?
Yeah.
He signed it, Rusty Martin?
Yeah. Sign it. It was either my name or Elvis, or it didn't make any difference. They sold a bunch of 45s one day at a flea market. Nothing was going, so they just started signing everything Elvis.
Is that a real story? You've told that for years.
Yeah.
That's a real, true story.
That's what he told me.
Okay.
It didn't make any difference what was there. It was signed Elvis.
Toaster ovens?
Yeah, toaster ovens, 45 records, saber saws. It didn't make any difference. Microwaves. Stuff out there after Elvis long was dead. Make any difference? Look at this. Here's a Commodore 64. This was Elvis's first computer.
Sounds right there. Shut up, $10.
I was really looking for, I don't know, some boots or something. Oh, hang on.
Elvis had lots of them.
All right, pick up where you left off.
Okay. Let's see here. The story we were talking about kids and such a minute ago. Tasha Henderson of Oklahoma City is the winner of the Parent of the Year award. Tasha is sick of her 14-year-old daughter, Caritha, getting awful grades.
Is that the chick in Oklahoma?
Yeah. Getting up...
that story's about 3 weeks old.
It's not either. It was last Thursday, November 17th.
Whatever. So it's a week old.
It's still funny. We haven't told it yet.
All right, go ahead.
Tasha is sick of her 14-year-old daughter, Caritha, getting awful grades, showing up late to class, and talking back to her teachers, so she took some action. Friday, November the 4th, Tasha made Caritha stand at the street corner at a busy intersection in Oklahoma City, holding up a cardboard sign that said, "I don't do my homework. I act up in school." So
Hold on. Be quiet for a second.
Oh, it's frickin' Rob.
Rob!
He's painting the floor. And he's painting it orange. You think I'm kidding? Go look at it. It's construction. He keeps saying it's red. It'll dry red. It's not going to dry red. It's construction zone orange.
Toss, let's pull the blinds back.
It stinks to high heavens. See? It's going to dry red. That ain't turning red ever.
Who wants a red floor?
He did.
No, I'm saying... I know it looks like a fluorescent orange, but it's going to dry red. Yeah.
What a blessing.
Rob, knock it off with the noise out there. I can't see him. Where'd he go?
Back that way, just near the center wall.
Oh, all right.
So this chick had to stand on the
street. Is he still not talking to me?
No, he's
Are we back to that now?
He's not. He's upset. He's hurt. He thinks you're mad at him. So
I told him it was okay.
You know, Rob.
He brought in the topless dancers. I didn't want him in here.
I totally agree. With a CD player that wasn't even going to work.
Yeah. Boombox. It's supposed to be a gift from Amy. I had my fill of topless dancers this week. We had some other chicks that wanted to come up and get a lap dance. They decide they're going to cop an attitude in the hall. Rob throws them out, and they say they're not leaving.
That was good. I remember that one.
So, I think I've had my run of topless dancers this week. And although these two were hot.
They were. But it wasn't going to work.
No. Well,
on the air.
Rob's over here with a boom box. It's going to sound like duck.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be over here. Well, you got to come back and sit over here. Yeah, that's like a couple of topless dancers walking into a cockpit. Oh, here, we'll flash from there.
Captain, sit back here. We're going to do a dance for you.
We're gonna stick our asses in your face.
I sort of need to be up here near the buttons and switches.
Well, that's not the way we dance.
I really need to be up here where I can grab the control.
And then he looked at me when I told him to get them out, like I was being absurd.
Hurt his feelings.
So I'm going to leave somebody in here
Absolutely not.
And have a rotten segment not to hurt somebody's feelings.
You did the right thing.
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
You did the right thing. You just know the fallout is going to be in that couple hours of him getting his feelings hurt.
Okay.
And now make him stop doing that floor.
It's not my office.
Make him stop. I can't make him stop. Make him stop painting it orange.
What color do you want?
Anything but fluorescent orange.
Well, why don't you help him? I haven't seen anybody in there helping him with that office area.
I've offered. I even offered to pay people to come up and do it.
I haven't seen anybody in there but him.
Nobody's been in there but him. But I've offered many, many times.
Everybody's going to benefit from him renovating that office because it's going to create more room. How come nobody ain't up here on the weekends helping him?
I've offered. I got no one else to do. I can only do what I can do. And he just gets on point, and it's just, there's no talking to him. Can I do something? Let me get, no, got it. Orange. It's not. It's red.
You don't like red?
The red he showed me was okay, but that ain't red. And it stinks.
Well, it ain't red now.
I know, it's going to dry red.
Yeah, and the stink goes away.
We'll take 2 coats.
Yeah.
Second coat will be better.
Come over, paint your house.
It's funny to trade because he ain't going to use an office in there.
No. This chick had to stand on the street corner with a sign that says, I don't do my homework. I act up in school, so my parents are preparing me for my future. We'll work for food. Since that day on the corner, Carita's grade has gone up. She hasn't been late, and she stopped talking back. There were people who had a problem with Tasha's brand of discipline, by the way. While Carita was standing with the sign, someone called the police and said it was psychological abuse. The police department and human resources investigated and said it was not.
Hold on a second. Rob. Did you hear anything else from that gym march today?
Who's that?
The guy that was posting my website on the internet. Not my website, my address.
Oh, no. I got all his info, though.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We got his address and everything.
Yeah, that was... I heard Rob talking to him last night. And he said... Do you know the story, Trey?
Yeah.
Okay. There were 2 guys. One of the guys apologized. So he's out. And what he posted wasn't really that damning. It was just more than he should have.
Yeah.
Got 2 emails from him and a phone call.
Get one email from a guy who this is kind of funny. When you turned on this, what's his name, Jim March?
March, yeah.
Okay. This came from a regular listener. He goes, long ago I sent Russ an email after discovering his property in Plano and Cedar Hill. This was not obtained in a malicious attempt to harm him. This Jim guy disturbed me on the last show. I've never released this information. I hope Russ understands that. He's basically going, don't turn on me. I didn't do it.
No, I get stuff from listeners like that.
My wife and I love you all. Very much. Don't hurt us.
So Rob calls the gym guy. First of all, he didn't want to come on the air with me last night. No. I'm right in the middle of dinner.
Well, he kind of got an attitude, too. Didn't he
He started with an attitude, and he didn't want to come on the air, so he's screaming at me on the phone. I'm about to have dinner. You're about to have more than that.
Eat up.
Then Rob talks to him after we get off the air.
Still dude?
Yeah. So is there a reason that you thought you want to post Russ's address on the internet? He never came up with a valid reason. He goes, well, it's public record. Rob goes, okay. And you think that's okay? He goes, yeah, public record. Okay, fine. I want to ask you a couple of questions before I go. You still live at 7901 John Carpenter Freeway?
Oh, jeez.
Are you still married to someone?
Yeah, are you still married to Tina? Is your driver's license still 012? He went through all of that stuff. The guy goes, what are you going to do with that? It's public record. We're going to post it.
What people do, apparently.
Yeah. If you're going to use that defense, and here's what I've decided. Anytime I find somebody posting my crap on the internet, I'm going to set up a web page on my site, and I'm going to post their stuff. If that's the defense you're going to use, then I'm going this way.
Seems fair. If it's all public record, then let's just put it out. Let's put it up for display.
Right. And the gym guy told Rob, he goes, well, any damage that happens to my house, you're going to be responsible for.
Public record.
Sorry?
Out of my hands.
I can't help you with that. It was an attitude. Had he gone back and said, you know what, I just kind of got wrapped up in the thread or the blog or whatever the thing was. I said in the thread I was a fan of the show. I thought, I was going to look like the big guy and do something. I effed up. I'm sorry. None of that ever came out of his mouth. He wanted to cop a two through the whole thing. So I'm going to take this stuff and I'm going to post it on my website, and then you can deal with that because it's public record.
Getting ready to be very public record.
Yeah, you post it on a website that may get 15, 20 hits a month.
Yes.
Wait till it's on a website that gets, what do you get, almost 9 million?
Yeah.
9 million a month. Wow. See where it goes.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah. Had he just been like that first guy who really was tripping over himself to apologize.
Right.
I mean, you were cool about it.
And he relayed something on the internet that he thought I had said on the air. And after a while, I could see how maybe that came across.
Sure.
I'm okay with that. He apologized. That's done. Ed Price is off the hook.
He dropped it.
Right. Jimmy March.
Where's he?
That's the new bitch. And until I get an apology out of him, the stuff's going to sit on my website. And Drew, the computer guy that I got, he's going through the internet looking for anybody else posting stuff. He found something on a Mustang website. That guy's copping an attitude. That guy's stuff is going up on the web.
What's a Mustang?
I don't know. It's some kind of club.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna remove the posts, but since it's public record, if it comes up again, I'm not taking it off. Dandy. Guess what? I'm putting it on my site.
Record.
I don't get how they think that defense is gonna. What you know? What if that really works for you? Then you got no recourse when I do it.
Absolutely not.
And I'm leaving it up forever. Once it goes up, it's staying there, and it's not coming off. I'm tired of jacking with these.
Well, that's so ridiculous. Yeah. They're trying to be big guys, but look, I know where he lives.
It's not that hard to find. No. But if I want them to know, I talk about it on the air. People that drive by, that see the cars in the front of the house, that figure out that's my fault. Fine. I'm cool with that. The rest of these guys?
Posting.
Yeah.
To be the big guy.
You all right, Trey?
Excuse me.
What's the matter? You swallow your snuff?
No. I just coughed and then swallowed. It was weird. I'm sorry.
You swallow your snuff?
No.
Okay. You look like you do.
It did.
It just startled me.
I was scared of myself.
My bodily functions caught me off guard.
Hi! Quit stinking up.
You ever had air come out of your ass? No? All right. Did you hear about, Tassos is going to get a lap band?
No.
You didn't? Tassos.
And then we get the sleep study. We talked about that today, and you get the surgery. But
yeah. You didn't tell anybody about the... Is that for air yet?
Yeah, it is. It's ready. Oh,
it's loud.
God. Wow. It's loud in my ear.
When does that happen?
December 9th.
How long does it take?
The surgery is like 45 minutes, maybe to an hour at most.
I didn't know it was that quick.
So that's outpatient.
It's outpatient.
You're done?
Yeah,
how big's the incision?
There's 5 total, 4 quarter-inch incisions, and then one, I think it's like 1 1/4 inch, which is for the port where they fill for your, they fill it with saline, in other words, to tighten the band around your stomach.
The band is full of saline?
Not right off the bat, no.
When it goes in, it's empty, then they fill it full of saline.
Exactly.
Kind of like doing a boob job, where they put the packets in, then they fill them up.
They make adjustments, what they call them.
Okay. Can they go back later and make other adjustments?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to keep busting open that scar.
It's not a scar. It's a port that's...
What, are you going to have like a
zipper?
No, what do you call the thing where you...
Valve?
Yeah, you're going to have a valve stem sticking out?
No, It's like 3 inches underneath your skin. You won't even see it. It's just, they just inject it. And they inject it with a needle.
Oh, it's an injection.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they don't even hurt. You don't feel anything.
Do you ever pull any out to make it bigger?
You can, sure. It's completely irreversible, too. They can pull the complete band completely out if you want to later.
You mean it's completely reversible?
Is that what I say, irreversible?
That doesn't make any difference.
Whatever.
We understand.
You know what I mean.
What's the recovery time?
I could go in for the surgery on Friday and be back at work on Monday.
I mean, like if you into exercising, how long would you have to wait?
2-3 weeks.
That's still pretty quick.
Yeah,
real quick compared to what's the other one? Gastric bypass.
Yeah,
that's dramatic.
Is that what Dover had?
Yeah, and you get sick for a very long time. I mean, you throw up, you eat the least little bit of stuff, and it comes back up. And
sounds exciting.
It's just the reaction.
So obviously the weight loss results are immediate.
Yeah,
because once the band's in, the band's in.
It starts pretty quick. Yeah, for 2 weeks after the surgery, I'm on liquid diet, so basically to let the band pretty much grow onto your stomach, if you will.
Right.
And to keep the stomach from digesting so much and doing so much motions to prevent like a slip or anything.
Okay.
And then after that, I can move to like softer, mushy foods and then regular foods after that.
Now, is there anything you won't be able to eat forever or for a long time?
Yeah, carbonated beverages are not recommended.
Why not?
Because the band causes basically a smaller stomach on the top part of your stomach, which means gas, any kind of gas or air, anything like that, causes like real discomfort and lots of, it can cause some pain.
So stomach kind of look like an hourglass?
Yeah, literally.
Cuts in the middle?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it just takes a little bit longer for the food to get through that little bitty hole that's now, because of the cinching of the band, so to get it down into the bigger part of the stomach for digestion, so it doesn't make you eat as much, and it also controls how much you intake.
What's this going to cost?
Nothing.
Well, it's going to cost somebody something.
It's like, I think the procedure's like $15,000.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Who's doing it?
Dr. Robert Powell.
Who is that?
He is part of the surgery center in Richardson, which has done a quarter of the lap band procedures in the entire world.
Is insurance covering this?
They do cover it, yeah.
Yeah. How much?
Some insurances cover all of it. Some cover partial. It just depends. It varies per patient, per basis, and depending also on the insurance company itself.
How much are you going to lose? How much weight?
In a year, you can lose up to 100 pounds, if not more. I've heard of people, our friend over at the other station who had it, he's lost 101 pounds in a year.
Who was that?
Got the twister.
Yeah, got the twister.
Who is it?
Chulo.
Scott Gaines.
Scott Gaines. Chulo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they used to be over here at Wildwood Billy.
Well, it looks like it's some kind of secret I wasn't supposed to know about. People lose weight. All right, go ahead. So,
what happens after you lose that? You just keep losing?
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
Why are you asking, John? You think about getting it?
I don't think I'm a candidate.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You just need to lose weight.
I'm not.
On your own.
I heard about that.
Are you still drinking the vinegar?
No.
When did that stop?
I gave that up.
What happened?
Give me the poops.
Did it?
Yeah. Real bad. Worse than the ones I'm having today.
Well, I think the ones you got today are from the CPAP machine.
No, I don't think so. Why would they give me gas?
They get trapped.
No. No.
All right. Okay, so you're going to go in, which day, 7th?
I'm doing the 9th, Friday.
Okay. And then Monday you're back to work.
Monday I'm back to work. And it's just a little bit of soreness in your stomach from the incisions.
What did they go back? They take it out at a certain point, or they open it back up after you've lost the weight that you wanted, or what?
No, I mean...
Because you just can't keep losing 100 pounds a year.
No, and you won't. You'll go through maybe, depending on the person, it varies. You can do up to maybe 5 or 6 adjustments throughout, like, in a year. Adjustments meaning, how many times they either tighten the band or loosen it.
Why would you adjust it throughout the year?
Just depending on if you plateau at any given point.
Oh, so if you plateau, they shrink it some more?
They
tighten it up.
Tighten it up, yeah. Inject a little bit more saline, tighten it up, maybe a millimeter, maybe whatever it is, and then it's back to weight loss again.
I don't know how he's going to look thin.
He's going to be a whole different person because his voice sounds different after the surgery, and he's going to be...
Well, your voice is coming back. Will come back, right?
Not completely. Do I sound myself? I don't sound myself, no. I hate it. I don't know why.
Is it always going to sound like the way it is now?
I guess. I was told initially that it wasn't going to change at all, but it has, so I guess I'm stuck with it.
Kind of nasally.
A little bit. Just a higher register.
I think maybe I still might have... I went to the doctor my last post.
Sounds like your nose is clogged up.
Yeah. Getting over a cold.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Very irritating.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not irritating.
What are you going to do for a living?
Stop it.
Hopefully this.
Stop.
I know what you think. It's all right. Some more fat jokes, though.
For a year.
Yeah.
Well, what do you weigh now?
I don't know. I'm going to wait till I go for my...
What do you think you weigh?
Oh, over 300. I know that.
Yeah, I got a couple of years.
Yeah. No, not a couple of years. You got about a year. You've got a year.
You're going to stop at 200 pounds?
No, I'm going to start... I'm going to try to get down to probably about 220, 215.
Yeah. Okay.
You got a year. You can have it for a year. After that, you can't have it anymore.
All right. Then I'll make it concentrated.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's motivation.
Obviously, motivation didn't work. They got to go in and put a band on your stomach.
No, it does. That's not the end-all, be-all. It's not the complete answer.
That's
you have
be
to
a big
work
part
at it.
What do you got to work at?
You
can't eat a lot of food because you're going to feel full, so you're going to lose weight just because you don't have the calories coming in.
Yeah, but there's certain, you have to eat healthy at the same time. You can't just eat crap. And you do have to work out. It's recommended that you work out. Unless, other than that, then I'll have like a wedding train of skin behind me as I walk.
Will working out help with the excess skin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't know that. I just thought you got the excess skin and they got to go back and cut it off.
Snip it, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it depends on each situation.
Can we have your skin?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's where all that's where the taste is.
No.
We can make tasso pork rinds.
Yeah.
Boots.
Sell that.
We want the skin.
No. It's mine.
All right.
No, but the working out stuff, it does help. I mean, you may still have, some elasticity with some of the skin, but if you're working out in conjunction with it, it helps that.
Okay.
It also depends on the skin as well.
Well, but you know what? You're only going to lose 80, 90 pounds, something like that. Don't you have to be a lot bigger than that and lose more weight to have all that flappy skin?
Yeah, and
plus, how old are you, Tassos?
30.
That's still time to recover?
Yeah. I mean, it's getting up there, but he'll be able to bounce back fairly well. I mean, as much fun and much of a hard time as we, give him, it's not like, say, like Chulo over at the Twister, who used to work over here. He doesn't have Tasso's, structure. I mean, Tasso, if you look at him, looks like a football player, whereas other people that get this surgery just look like, blobs.
Gourds.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Tassos is big from shoulders down, so it looks kind of like well-balanced, except down here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
What about these? Not very balanced either, are they?
And those are going to go away, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Better play with them while you can.
I know. No more mammary grams or whatever the hell it is you used to give me.
Come over here and let me boob screw you.
All right.
All right.
Like I haven't seen it.
Throw it away.
Thousands of times.
You ain't had it between your nipples.
You've tried.
Yeah, you have.
Did I do that the night I was up there?
No, you just, teabagged him.
Yeah. You sat on my chest, balls first.
Oh.
Oof.
How'd that taste?
No.
Did you just fart again, John?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is this not something you can pinch until the break?
I can't hold him in.
Flo, where's the
It
air?
hurts.
Hey, what is that? God, what is that? That's compressed air.
Oh. I think I'm going through that ride at Six Flags where it's cold.
Are you done? Oh!
Stop it! Quit spraying me. Sorry, I'll hold it in.
No, you can't.
I won't do any more in the studio. You got 15 minutes. I can hold it.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, we're all very excited for you.
I am too. Can I give out his website? Since he is paying for this.
Is he going to pay for it or is insurance going to pay for it?
This is an endorsement.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When are you going to start doing endorsements?
They're working that out now.
Well, then give it out then.
All right.
I'm not getting anything out of it.
Listen, me.
Hold on a second. John, you want a lap band?
I don't think I'm a candidate.
How much overweight you got to be?
They usually state 100 pounds and a BMI of 35 and over.
What's your BMI?
I don't know. How you calculate that?
How tall are you?
5'10", 9.5.
What do you weigh?
204.
I don't think you're quite there yet.
No, you probably have to weigh 280.
You may not even have to weigh that much. I think it would probably be closer to more like
Well, you heard stories of
235,
people gaining weight so they could get the lap band, just so they
absolutely.
qualify.
Ooh, I could do that. We need to be a great big tub, and then I get the lap band.
They get the free lap band.
You finally found a goal he can achieve.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you. We'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. #1 in every damn category possible.
That's not good.
The Russ Martin. Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
It's almost the weekend. Loaded again, Flo.
Now, back to the Russ Martin Show.
Are they flashing the lights in the auxiliary studio?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, who is that in there?
That's Bruce. He's the one with the beard that used to sit back there and
Sounds
watch.
like Walt.
Oh. Yeah, that's Walt.
We call him Walt.
Huh?
We call him Walt.
That's his name.
No, his name is Bruce.
But he looks like Walt.
He does.
Oh, well. All right. We got 2.5 minutes to kill. And don't think I won't.
I don't know.
2.5 minutes away.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, the cork.
Oh, that too. Do you want to bet on the Cowboys game Thursday?
Yeah, who are they playing?
Broncos.
What's the line?
The Broncos are favored 2.5.
And the Broncos are what? 8-3?
8-2.
8-2. And the Cowboys are
7-3.
All right. What, John?
What was the line again? I'm sorry.
2.5.
Okay.
What's the over-under?
Over-under is 41.5.
What are you going to do, Trey?
I do 200 on the Broncos.
Really?
Yeah.
Have they been, it's money. It ain't turncoat.
No, I agree.
Have they been more consistent this year?
Yes.
All right.
And they've just got the Broncos. To me, are where the Cowboys will probably be a year from now, maybe 2 years from now. They've got.
Let me ask you this: do you think
Parcells?
Thank you. Do you think he's extended his rubber year at least one more year? Because I said this would have been his rubber year. If he's got another losing season, he's out. I don't care what Jones says. You know how he is.
Unless Parcells just completely wigs out the second half of the season.
Just totally collapses.
Yeah, or unless he just decides, like he's done with every other team that he's started, you know what, I'm tired again. Or I need another heart surgery. So he decides to step down. Other than that, I think he'll be back next year.
He's never finished. Next year, he'll be in his fourth year of a 4-year deal. He has yet to finish out a contract. So,
well, just the way everything else was going, I figured this would be his rubber year. You don't pull something out by now, you're out. I don't care if you got a 4-year deal or not. Jones always seems to fold
a way out.
Yeah,
wiggles a way.
Well, it
makes him want to leave.
Whatever the public is on, he always folds to that.
Well, but he's had just after Jimmy Johnson and before Parcells, he's had a string of just bad coaches. I mean, coaches that would never otherwise get a shot as an NFL head coach, but because they can be puppets with Jerry's hand, where, he hires them. And, the team had gotten bad enough, he brought in Parcells, which, some would consider a real football coach who he can't boss around, he can't tell what to do, and, strong-arm him.
Who was the guy before Parcells that looked like a
Dave Campo.
Muppet?
Well, Campo looked like a Muppet.
Campett's the one.
Yeah. And then also, actually, to a certain extent, Chan Gailey kind of looked like one, too.
And Jimmy Jones. Jerry Jones. Jerry Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
Who's the guy with the Kip's big boy?
That's Jimmy Johnson.
And that was a personality conflict.
Well, it came down to a deal that after their last Super Bowl, which would be number 2, Jimmy basically said, I built this team, and Jerry goes, no, I built this team. And Jimmy said, I didn't see you pick the talent. I didn't see
All right, well, who was right on that one then?
I think Jimmy was right. And I think...
What, was Jones picking the talent?
No.
Well, I don't know.
He was writing the checks. But they both...
So he
here's the problem.
He approved the talent.
Yes. But they both had and have huge egos.
Who cares? If I got a coach that took me to the Super Bowl twice... in the course of, I've had the team 3 years.
Mm-hmm. let's see, yeah, but
89 and they went to Super Bowl
92,
and
93.
They played in early 93, right?
Yes.
January 93, they played the Super Bowl.
No, they played in 92 and 93.
All right, it was less than 5 years.
Oh, absolutely. They went from 1-15 to a Super Bowl championship.
Okay, I don't care what kind of ego you're dealing with.
The ego's warranted.
Yeah, I'm keeping the coach.
Well, and it's like when Jones hired Barry Switzer after he said in that press conference, he goes, I could hire a monkey and they'd win a Super Bowl, which is pretty much what he did with Switzer.
He hit the nail right on the head.
They won a Super Bowl that year?
The next year.
Next year. He went to the NFC Championship, lost in San Francisco, then won it the next year. And then after that, it was just a downfall. I mean, no discipline, no nothing.
Hold on, Sports Guy wants to add some stuff. What is it, John?
I just remember that they tanked after that. I remember Jimmy making a big deal at the Super Bowl. We got it, baby! Making a complete fool of himself, and from then on, they just...
I mean, Michael Irvin is a great...
What is his name?
He did.
I hope they do that on SportsCenter tonight.
What?
He did. You don't remember that?
All right. Let me see. You going 200 on
Denver.
Denver?
It's not that I don't think the Cowboys will be competitive. The fact of the matter is they have played 3 games in 11 days. I think they're just going to be tired.
Okay, that, along with their inconsistency, those two are going to play against them.
Yes.
I'm with you on that. The inconsistency is because both teams are going to be playing, Denver has the same hard time with the schedule as the Cowboys do. If anything, you give the Cowboys a slight advantage, but you're right.
Where are they playing?
Here.
They always play here Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's right. We never played on the road.
God. You never played on the road or away.
Whew. Or at home.
Yeah,
you watched the game from start to finish.
You don't have to watch a whole game.
I understand.
He couldn't. Walt Garrison kept knocking him out.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. Walt was a dick.
Time he called up and went, hey, buddy, that's my teammate. I just give up.
Who all have we gotten to call in to say that I actually played in the late 70s?
Let's see. We had Walt Garrison.
Drew Pearson.
I don't think Drew Pearson ever...
No.
Did he?
No, I don't think so.
We had Drew Pearson on when we were over in the other building, right?
Right.
Because I kept noticing his big fingers.
Yes. I don't think he appreciated that.
Why? He knows he's got big hands. That's how he caught those. Was he a receiver?
Yes.
Yeah. You catch those balls.
I know.
With huge hands.
Oh, they were.
And he's choked a lot of white people.
No,
with
he
those hands.
hasn't. Not. No, he hasn't. Ever.
Who else do we have on? Somebody else called.
Mel Renfro or somebody like that?
No.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's someone like a Mel Renfro or something like
Well,
that.
no surprises in bringing Raphael up here.
I'm still trying to find him.
Oh, that'd be great.
Well, you don't even have to bring him into the room.
No.
You just drill a hole in the wall and stick your crank through.
Suck it!
I missed you. I know who that is.
I know sleepy good. Suck it, I go sleepy.
CPAP machine for you.
Yeah.
Back up to the hole. Give you a roadie.
All right. I'll do 200 on the Broncos.
Okay, 200.
Which way are you going on the over-under, Trey?
I'm not going to touch it.
What's the over-under? 40 what?
41.5.
That's...
The over-under in a game like this is really sketchy because, with the short week and everything, both teams could come out sloppy. Both teams could come out on fire and, throw up 50 combined points, if not more.
And both of them, the problem is both of them have very good defenses.
All right, let that one go.
Yeah.
John, you want any of this?
$100 on the Cowboys.
Why?
Expert analysis.
Yeah. You're lucky ESPN doesn't steal me away.
I'd watch every night if you were on it.
Count your lucky stars. That's right.
Chloe?
20 on the boys.
Tassos?
20 on Denver.
Okay. You going to do anything, Dan?
I want nothing to do with this one. I would love to see the Cowboys win, but the inconsistency.
Well, it's got nothing to do with who you're going to root for.
Also,
I'd still watch a game and root for the Cowboys, and if they lose, then I make a couple $100.
That is true.
You're not going to do anything?
Yeah, what the hell? I'll do 20 on the Broncos.
Okay. You're going to use your guy, or we're going to use Trey's?
Let's use Trey's.
Okay.
He's easier to track down.
All right. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Anybody want to say anything before we break for Thanksgiving?
Thank you, Russell, for saving my life.
Finally.
And for more information about the Lifesaver, go to the Russ Martin Show. Go to russmartin.com. To get answers to any question you may have about the show, go to russmartin.info. To instant email the show, and only during the show, just send that to studio@russmartin.com. The other show websites are johndavidryan.com, thegrandragon.com, danantassos.com, gaillightfoot.com, djclo.com, and robriddlemoser.com. For Black 80's weather information website, just go to weathерnig.com. And the official site for KLLI is live1053.com.
Where'd this come from?
I don't know.
Feeling thankful?
Maybe.
Can I plug the appearances for the guys on Saturday? Close is going to be at the Best Buy at Central at Walnut Hill from 10 to noon. Rob will be from 1 to 3 at the Gun Show, Dallas Market Hall, Saturday.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Trading tank.
That's a the widest clap I've ever heard.
That's saying something for white people.
Let me think here for a second. I got one. I mean, it's a perfect way to go out. It's been an okay show today.
It's a great show.
Everybody's got a nice buzz, except for John.
#1 ratings.
Yeah, ratings came out today. We're still #1. I don't think the listeners enough, and that's probably not going to change.
No. They got nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get into this for a second. Have I done one in a while?
Long time.
Long time.
Long time. Almost say a year.
That was me.
I know. I checked my ass.
Now let me try.
All kinds of bitches. Take off my shirt, down the bridges. What was
that? Run that and buy me again. They're Barney.
Hang on. Trying to get into this.
What was the last part?
I'm just thanking you for the things in my life.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
So I thank you, Lord. Thank you for the ratings. But dear Lord, I said I've met with a bump in the road, an irritating hurdle. I got a hair in my suit. I got a fly in my orbit. I got a finger in my egg hole. I got people don't want me to drink no more. I said I got to drink. That's when I feel close to you, Lord. It's when I'm crack-faced. I'm open to your wisdom. Open to your love. If I could walk, I'd spread the gospel. You want me to drink, dear Lord. You turned the water into wine. You didn't have to turn it into wine. You could have left it water. Or you could have turned it into piss from a dead Chinese.
What was that little step he did right after the dead Chinese?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Oh, that was a good one.
What?
That was a really good one.
Let me see
it. Was, you did one of these little back steps like this. Oh. You got real black all of a sudden.
Am I going to need to set a water hose out front of my house?
No. It's made a really urban move. It's quite impressive.
Thank you.
All righty.
I think I have videotaped this one time and I can see what I'm doing.
It's kind of neat.
I kick my legs.
Yeah, you do back kick with
and
your
I
leg.
get buck-toothed.
Yeah, oh, big time. The eyes bug out.
Yeah, the eyes is a big one.
Taken over by the spirit.
You're not going to forget and shoot me out of a tree.
No. Never do that.
What, Trey?
Oh, he's gone. The spirit got him.
What did they try?
Nothing.
You want to let it go?
Yeah.
Where'd I leave off?
You were something about the piss of a Chinese person.
I believe I'm almost done.
Okay. All right, Lord.
I say thank you, Lord, as you take us into the Thanksgiving holidays. You are the King of Kings. You are the Lord of Lords. You are the creator, my dictator, the world's curator. I say, is none greater. Touch my soul. I say, reach inside, touch my soul, Jesus. Fist me, Jesus.
No, that's not how you get to your soul. God, you were so close. You're moving forward.
Load something dry going into this. All right, you're fine.
You would fist me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Fist me, Jesus. Fist me. You are the hot stepper, the heavenly gates. Still love you like that. You are my guide, my provider. You are my wild bull rider. Peace out. Yeah.
You can now listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info. The Russ Martin Show.
Live. 105.3.
Was that too far?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What about for Mary?
No. God. Literally.
I think I'm getting hot.
I think I'm getting hot. Don't say it.
Turn the mics on.
Yeah.
All right. What is it? Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Oh.
Don't you even. Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah.
Don't.
You drill a hole in the side of the...
Right through the loincloth.
Yeah. No. I want to get closer to my God.
No.
Drill a hole in
Russell.
it.
Russell. Being the sober one in the room, here's the line.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, all right. Happy Thanksgiving.
But you could play roulette with a hoe.
All right. No.
Mm-hmm. No. Start with that donkey.
Donkeys.